Okay, this is a Google Pixel 7 Pro screen replacement. It's a DIY job. Bought the replacement screen from Amazon. It came with the tools. You can see the picks, the glue, and the pinch clips. Um, you know, and this pick where in it I started to, and the crack is towards the right hand side where the up and down volume buttons are. So I started to try to get underneath the screen and the cracked screen because it's already cracked. So it's a lot easier to try to use my blue picks to get underneath the screen, the cracked screen, and then try to open up the frame or the screens, the broken screen. So, and to my amazement, there's a little bit of cracking, but it's not as much. And as you can see, I used the included plastic scissor razor blade to help, opening up the glue, the old glue, and it seems to work. And try not to slide it in too deep because there are cables behind it. You don't want to cut into the cable on the left hand side, as you can see there, the yellowish cable. So, and at this point, I need to remove the metal clip that clip the touch screen to the motherboard. Okay, so, and I try to use the the clip that came, the plastic clip that came with the set, and it just wasn't tough enough to be able to pry open the metal clip. And as you can see, I'm struggling there, so it's pretty difficult. Well, the thing is, you got to be patient. You got to be patient, and you got to, just take your time, and you don't want to bend anything or break or even break anything, because once you break something, then this job fails. And the replacement screen is not cheap. There's no replacement for this metal clip, so you want to be very, very careful. As you can see there, I tried to finally break loose the metal clips without bending, either end of this metal clip. So that was a successful removal. But I got some broken glass into my fingers, and it wasn't too bad, but it's a nuisance. So watch out for the broken fingers, and then I continue to cut away the glues, and remember I didn't cut it too deep so that I didn't break that yellow ribbon cable for the screen, because if you break that, then the touch screen is not gonna work. But luckily, this, I'm replacing this broken screen anyway, so if you break this ribbon, it's not too bad, because we're not gonna reuse that. Okay, so here I just connected the new screen, and that I bought from Amazon, and I am testing it to make sure before I transfer anything to this new screen. So I powered it up. As you can see, I still got the plastic cover on it. So the screen came with a plastic cover. So right now I just power it on, and I try to use. Certainly, there's no fingerprint function. It's just okay. I started to peel away the plastic cover. So I tried to slide the thing upward, and first it wasn't responding. I think it takes a little bit of time for this touch screen to fully respond, to be responsive. So just be patient, continue to slide the thing forward, upward, and eventually, after, I don't know, 10 tries, see, now, still not there yet. So I think I maybe tried it a few, to give it a couple minutes for the screen to be fully integrated, the new screen to be fully integrated into the motherboard, and then the motherboard will recognize the screen. So I continue to play around with it, and eventually so the volume button and the power button, they're responsive, they're functioning as it should, from the new screen. And um, now I'm just continue to try that sliding upward. There we go. And finally nope, it's still not there yet. So just keep waiting for the I guess all the function to register with the motherboard, and then it will eventually recognize that. So I continue to play with the function, the volume function keys and the power function keys there, um, and it seems to work. So I power it down. um, I think I was able to get the password. This when I slide upward, I was able to get the code up and stable, so I can enter the code to get into the regular booting mode. So right now I'm back to removing this new screen ribbon cable. So this way I can transfer the camera frame, and I transfer the fingerprint cable. Like I'm doing here is very, very patient and gentle with regard to the ribbon cable that's connecting the screen to the motherboard, because you don't want to break that cable. I mean, and this is the new screen. If you break it and there's no going back, you have to buy another one, which is about, $90. This is the replacement screen with the frame, the black frame. And at this point, I haven't replaced the older. Oh yeah, okay, sorry. You can see on the left hand side there's the older black frame that I removed. Um, so I just placed the new screen on top of the little cushion that came with it. So now I put things away, and I'm ready to. I'm examining the old camera frame and old fingerprint cable. Um, and I'm just looking at the old. Continue to look at the old one. This is the one with the broken, cracked screen. So now I'm comparing the old screen to the new screen here. That's what I'm doing here. I'm comparing all the position of the back of the screen, and I'm trying to compare the location to make sure the camera will work for this new screen, and also the fingerprint cable is long enough or in the right location for the new screen, before I transfer everything over. So I guess getting ready to move the camera over and transfer the fingerprint cable. So the left side, or the lower side, is the old screen. The new screen is covered with the blue tape. And as you can see at the top of the old screen, there is this camera frame that I need to transfer over. So I'm gonna apply some heat before I remove the camera frame from the old screen. And I found some glasses on the table. That's why I don't want to rest the new screen on the table directly without something in between. Otherwise, the broken glass is gonna scratch my new screen. So there we have. We're gonna start the process now. One thing I want to do before I transfer everything over is to remove the old glue from the frame. So here, as you can see, I'm trying to remove the old frame next, and the new screen does come with the frame here, so you really don't have to order a new screen with the frame in order to save. But here, because I ordered the screen with the frame, so I'm removing the old frame and also the old glue. After I remove the frame, I'm now removing the older glue so that I can put the new screen with frame onto the motherboard. So here, this process is very tedious, so I'm not gonna bore you out. I'm just gonna fast forward. Okay, it's not 100% removed, but I think this is good enough. And it's just too much work and too labor intensive and boring. Here, I'm almost ready to remove the camera frame. And before I do that, I want to apply some heat with my heat gun. So I took out my heat gun and applying the heat, in the front just for a few seconds, maybe 5 seconds, and then I flip it to the back side, and then apply more heat. And now I'm using my slotted screwdriver to try to remove the camera frame. Here I'm just going to glue this camera frame onto the new screen. So you can see I'm applying a little bit of glue to the camera frame. Now I'm removing the fingerprint cable. So this is a little bit tricky. Just have to be patient and do it slowly and don't break any clips, because um, it's just, you just want to be extra delicate. Here I started using the blue picks to try to remove the cable, but then I switched to the plastic razor blade to remove the cable, and it works better with the razor blade, and it's plastic as well. So just be careful, don't cut into the fingerprint connector which is in the middle. It's a little tiny square the size of a SIM card. It's in that big um, rectangular shape in the center of the screen. So right now I'm just continuing to cut away the old glue on the cable. Now I switched to the plastic business card template that came, in the tool set, and I'm cutting just around this fingerprint, so that I don't damage the SIM card size fingerprint connector in the center of this rectangular shape connection. It's very difficult, but you just use a lot of patience just to try to cut away the old glue, slowly and just a little bit at a time. Believe me, these old glue, and then I also apply heat in the back of this connection and in the front of the connection, so that the glue will melt and then give me an easier removal. But the old glue seems to be very stubborn, so it didn't want to come off even though I cut around it. So I had to repeat this process a few times in order to be able to loosen and eventually remove this connection. Just use a lot of patience and repeat the process. Here I'm finally losing my patience, and I decided to use my left hand to pull this fingerprint cable as well as cutting the glue away, and that did the trick, and it removed the fingerprint cable. So here I went back to remove the old glue carefully, so this way I can put the old glue in the fingerprint and then stick it on to the new screen, because it's much easier with this old glue on the fingerprint and then press it down to the new screen instead of apply new glue, because it could be running all over the place. But with this old glue, everything seems to be working much better and smoothly. Here I struggle a little bit to try to put the fingerprint cable back into the bracket, because you got to make sure you insert the cable deep enough and then close the tiny clip that lock this cable. So it's very time consuming and very delicate, and it just very, very challenging, but it's definitely doable. You just have to be patient. As you can see here, I struggle a little bit. Initially I wasn't able to push the thin cable into the clip deep enough, but eventually I was able to get it in there, and then be able to push the fingerprint connector onto the new screen. It wasn't perfect, but I say this was a 9 out of 10 DIY job. So pretty happy about the work here, even though, like I said, struggled a little bit here and there during the entire installation process. Okay, here, finally, everything is transferred over to the new screen, and I'm just trying to connect the new screen to the motherboard. And here, as you can see, I struggle with that connector again. because I really want to be careful. I don't want to, break the connector, the ribbon cable, because once it's broken, then I have to replace a new one, you know. Eventually, I was able to and managed to get the ribbon connected, after a mighty struggle at the end, but I was able to get it connected, so pretty happy about that without breaking the ribbon. As you can see here, I failed probably 4 times or 5 times trying to press it down, because you don't want to press it down if you are not in the right position. You're gonna break the little pins. So I was very patient, very gentle, and try to do it. Very, very difficult, very, very challenging here, but I did it. So here I just press down the frame, the little plastic clips on the frame itself, so that the screen will mate perfectly with the motherboard or the bottom half. And now I'm peeling off the plastic and powering this Google phone up. And I'm gonna do a final test, make sure the touch screen is responsive, make sure the camera is working, and my fingerprint seems to be working beautifully. So it's very responsive. As you can see, I touch and slide things up without any issues or difficulty. So overall, I'm pretty happy. There's no more lines or a broken screen or lines or flashing on the screen anymore. So pretty happy about this DIY repair. Saved me a lot of money to buy another new phone. Google 7 Pro, Pixel 7 Pro is a new phone when I bought it 2 years ago.